So, Alex, have you been watching the NBA Finals?
Yeah, I've placed several wagers on the Mavericks to win.
Yeah, and
It
the
hasn't
Mavericks.
panned out.
It's looking like the Mavericks could possibly be swept, and that got me thinking. It kind of inspired me,
You want to pull out the
inspired
broom?
both of us for this top five. So, in honor of
That
the
was a bad look.
honor of the Boston Celtics, pending sweep of the Dallas Mavericks, possibly. Our top five is going to be top five sweeps.
And boy, I hope by doing this top sweeps draft that we're going to jinx the Celtics and the Mavericks are going to pull off a reverse sweep. Do their own Uno card.
I would like to see that because I like the Mavericks more, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I think the Celtics are about to just walk through this next game.
But Alex, let's jump into it. I think you have the first pick of top five sweeps.
I do,
So why don't you kick us off? Alex, what's your number one sweep of all time?
My number one sweep would be the 2004 World Series Red Sox over the Cardinals.
It's not a bad one.
Uh,
The series before, they reverse sweep the Yankees
They were-
down 3-0, came back, and then they swept the Cardinals in the World Series. I think that ended their 100-something year curse.
86-year drought.
Yeah, the Billy Goat
Um,
curse.
It's crazy. It was the best, honestly, probably one of the best, if not the best, playoff comeback sweep. You know, because of how much went into the prior playoff series. But yeah, it was one of those. They were the underdog. It was a true, underdog story. So the 2004 World Series, Red Sox over the Cardinals.
It's not a bad pick. I actually like that pick. I had it on my list. I don't know if I would have taken it one, but not a bad pick.
I was doing things when I was choosing things, and things are gonna see. We'll see.
I get it.
Maybe.
So my number one pick now?
Yes, sir.
My number one pick, I went kind of a different route, kind of a different thought process. Still sports,
Maybe.
but this was an MMA pick, and this
Oh.
was in honor of a guy who swept his whole career. I'm going to go, my number one pick is the 29-0 Khabib Nurmagomedov.
That's a good pick.
Probably one of the most impressive resumes in UFC history, MMA history. Maybe lost one round in his entire UFC MMA career.
Dustin Poirier.
Two, because he lost one to Conor, but
He definitely lost one to Dustin.
Khabib, 29-0.
I'll die on that hill.
He's arguably the GOAT. It's between him and John Jones, honestly. Swept his whole career. What else could you want? So Khabib, my number one pick, 29-0.
What do you classify as a sweep? Just wondering.
I mean, it's like however many to 0.
Okay, so the other team just can't, or you can't have a loss in the series or whatever.
Well, yeah,
you're
that's what a
judging.
sweep is.
Okay, just want to make sure. Because I saw some other things, when you're researching, trying to confirm. It was oh, they lost 3-1, or they won 3-1. It's that's not a sweep.
It's not a sweep.
All right, just checking.
So my number two pick, this is actually my guest pick from Clara, my beautiful girlfriend. She gave me a good pick. Outside the box. It's not sports related.
Oh, here we go.
This is a sweep. What do you think of when you say a sweep? I think of a broom, and that's the pick. Number two, brooms.
Yeah, I have that on
They
my list.
literally are a sweep if you're, if you think very
Literal?
rudimentary. Sweep. It
Say that
sweeps.
again?
Sweep.
Why'd you say it with that accent?
I'm just thinking of somebody dumb, like sweep.
Okay.
It sweeps.
All right.
Brooms are multifaceted. Witches ride them.
The best
You can clean your
thing-
house.
The best thing to sweep with, I would say, is a broom.
Is a broom. It's satisfying too, honestly. To sweep with a broom.
Yeah.
Like, when you get the big
Clean-
pile in the middle and you're like, yeah.
What I
It's a sweep.
I like better sweeping off the sidewalk because then you don't have to scoop it up at all. You just get to sweep it into the yard.
You also have chimney sweeps too,
Yeah.
which is like a chimney broom.
That was kind of when we were talking sweeps. That was one of the first things that popped into my head was the Mary Poppins chimney sweep kids and all that.
But yeah,
Oliver
so-
Twist was a chimney sweep.
My number two pick from my beautiful girlfriend Clara, brooms.
Got to scratch that off my list.
So that's my number two pick. Alex, what's your number 2 and 3 pick?
My number 2 pick, I've got to go with let's see, NBA Finals 2007 Spurs swept the Cavs.
Oh, I had that one.
That one is special to me because I'm a notable LeBron hater. Not
Yeah.
for any particular reason. He's one of the best basketball players of all time. I have anything I can say about him.
Haters gonna hate though.
I just sip the haterade. I don't know what to do.
His first finals ended up getting swept. Spurs are my favorite team, so I've enjoyed that one as a kid.
Tim Duncan further cemented his legacy with another
Tim Duncan.
Finals MVP.
Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili.
Monty Ginobili, yeah, absolutely. That helped with the international side of things, broaden the horizons there. But yeah, the NBA Finals 2007's, the Spurs sweeping the Cavs. It's one of those things that I would argue also led to LeBron leaving the Cavs in the future.
Yes, it did.
He wasn't able. He needed people on the team, and they didn't have anybody but him.
I agree. That's a good pick.
All right, what for the next one?
So you got your third pick now.
I'm gonna go with, man, this is hard because there's so many things that are good, so many good sweeps out there. I'm trying to hold on to my favorite picks for the end so I can just get them
It's a
good.
dangerous game, buddy.
I know, I'm so scared. But I'm gonna go with another sport. 1991 Eastern Conference Finals, Bulls versus Pistons. The Bad Boys were the defending champs. They had won the finals previously.
They kept beating Jordan, knocking him out of the playoffs
Yeah.
before then.
They were hurting him. They were aggressive. They were the bad boys. They played hard defense. Jordan, Pippen, and the gang, honestly, they were the underdogs. It was one of those like Cinderella stories that, started the legacy of Michael Jordan.
Yes, it led to his first title.
And, it was one of those things where, he built off of that. So that's going to take the place for me. The 1991 Bulls over Pistons. Yeah. What do you have for your next pick, sir?
My next pick, also not sports related.
God, here we go.
This is something that I don't think anybody would complain about. My number 3 pick is going to be sweepstakes.
Oh,
This is
okay.
a contest you enter and you win something. What else could you want? Usually no price or anything. Sweepstakes, I mean, what more is
Yeah.
there to say? You win prizes. Usually it's awesome shit like vacations.
Publishing clearinghouse. You just win a bunch of money.
Just walk up to your door with a check.
That'd be crazy. I would cry. I would weep.
Yeah, that's why they do it. They get people to weep. So sweepstakes, I mean, what else could you want? You were winning stuff for free.
That is a good pick. I like sweepstakes. It was not on my list, but it was on my radar. I had
Yes.
seen it in my thoughts, and I was just like, I don't really want to do that one. But it is a good pick. I'm not poo-pooing on it, as the kids say.
All right, so my number 4 pick.
You're number 4, sir. So far, I'm still safe.
I'm going with another MMA pick.
I'm good. I'm gonna win.
My number 4 pick is the leg sweep.
Ooh,
It's
I
one
like
of
the
the
leg sweep.
most ultimate moves in MMA, especially for guys that are grapplers, to get guys to the ground. Islam is great at it. Zabit, who used to fight, was great at it.
I
Islam,
hate that you just said Islam is good at it.
as we've seen.
I hate it.
I mean, the leg sweep, it's hard to defend. It's always when the guy has you in the clinch, you think you're preventing the takedown. You're doing everything up here, and then your mind's off of it, and then he surprises you with the leg sweep, gets you down, and then
Yeah.
you're fucked. So
It's-
leg sweep, I think it's one of the, if performed correctly and at the right time, it's one of the most devastating moves in MMA because it leads to so much.
You're right. It is a
And it
lethal
catches you
weapon.
off your guard.
You're right.
So leg sweep's my number 4 pick.
That is a great pick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. My number 4 pick, and in my opinion, my favorite pick of the draft, personally. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King swept all 11 categories it was nominated for in the 2003 Oscars. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Art Selection, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Costume, Best Design, etc. It did everything. Peter Jackson just did a perfect job with the whole trilogy. It's my favorite movie trilogy, just of the trilogies. It's, in my opinion, a great pick. I'm happy I got it at number 4 because it
You
is.
thought I was going to pick that? You were literally scared I was going to pick Lord of the Rings.
You know who I am, which made me nervous that you would do that on purpose.
I didn't even think about Lord of the Rings.
Thank heavens. Return of the King is a fantastic movie. The extended edition is like nearly 4 hours
That's the
long.
last one?
That's the third one.
The
yeah.
third one?
It's a great movie. That's where like Smeagol dies. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
you don't need to go any further into details.
Yeah, Return of the King. And my last one, my last pick is gonna be FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt. He won 4 elections, never lost one. He swept the U.S. presidency 4 times.
That's a good one.
FDR was important because after him, they placed the rule, said, yo, you can only have 2 terms. Like, that's kind of ridiculous, homie. So, yeah, FDR is my 5th pick.
It's kind of bullshit they did that, though. If somebody's that popular and that successful, why not letting them keep being president?
He was a big favorite of national parks. He wanted people to
Everybody liked him.
Yeah.
It's not like we had a problem with him. We kept voting for him.
Yeah, 4 times. He won 4 presidential elections, which right now we can barely get one guy to win twice. But that's all the political tangent we're going to go on. What is your 5th and final pick of the sweeps draft, sir?
So I'm torn. I kind of want to meet your number 2 pick, LeBron losing, and do another LeBron finals getting swept.
What, like the
2018
with the Warriors?
I'm kind of thinking that one.
Well, now we can kind of talk about it because I have nothing left. What if you went with
that one?
What if you went with like the 1990 World Series?
I was thinking the Reds over the A's. I was thinking that one. But I think I'm going to go even further back. The 1963 World Series, the Dodgers sweep the Yankees. This was the Brooklyn Dodgers over the Yankees. This was big because the Yankees had won 2 straight World Series and 9 out of 14 World Series. They were hardly losing games, and then the Dodgers came out and swept them. This is something, if you know baseball, like this is pretty much one of the biggest upsets of all time. Yeah. And it started the Yankees didn't win another World Series for like 15 years after this, which in Yankees terms, that's like
forever.
Yeah, forever.
I mean, at one point, if the Yankees weren't winning one every 5 years, it was like, hey, what's going on?
Fire everybody.
Fire everybody. Restart. Go spend all the money and get all the new guys.
So yeah, 1963 Dodgers over the Yankees.
Let's recap this list. Let's give people that split decision promo code for W.GG to get their clean, jitterless energy. Split decision is the code for 10% off your whole order. W.GG. What's your whole list? And then I'll give them mine.
Yeah, so my number 1 pick, Khabib, swept his career 29-0. My number 2 pick, from my beautiful girlfriend Clara, Brooms. My number 3 pick, sweepstakes. My number 4 pick.
That's funny because I almost said, are you calling her a witch?
My number 4 pick, leg sweeps. My number 5 pick, the 1963 Brooklyn Dodgers over the New York Yankees.
Nice. My number 1 overall, Red Sox over Cardinals, the 2004 World Series. NBA Finals 2007, the Spurs over the Cavaliers. 1991 Bulls over the Pistons, taking on the Bad Boys, leading to Jordan's first title. Lord of the Rings Return of the King sweeping the Oscars, and Franklin D. Roosevelt sweeping the presidential election 4 times.